Got it.
Nice. So good morning again, everyone. Thank you for joining today. And I'm covering for Radley, and I have a small kind of notes that I plan to use for today's group. And we'll begin with a small meditation and try to bring our mind to a still, concentrated place. And then I would love to talk about these few things in the middle, and then we'll try to do another non-dual practice. I get that where we can apply what we discuss in the middle. So thanks for letting us know. And yeah, before I forget, I know some people, I do record, like when I'm teaching, I record these teachings. And when I'm just guiding meditation Tuesday mornings, I record those also. And I often send the recordings to these like 10-15 people who come more regularly on Tuesdays. So if you would like to be on the list of that email, so I can usually send it every week. Feel free to write your email address in the chat, so I can send you the recording after this meeting. Okay, and I'll save the chat later on. Any questions or comments before we begin our first meditation? Yes, Gloria.
Yes, good morning. I've been reluctant and lazy to look for the definition for dual and non-duals. If you can kind of define it to me.
Yes, thank you so much for that question. Amazing question. So I'll just give a very brief definition, and the discussion will really focus more on that. So dual simply means two things when there are two, and non-dual is not two. So they don't say one, they say non-dual. So not two. It's a tricky way. It's like a poetic way to point towards, and all they're pointing towards. It's a simple direct translation of Advaita. Ad is no, non. Dvaita is two. So it's simply translating Advaita. And that's the lineage I come from, Advaita Vedanta. And so it just means nothing is two here. Even though we experience duality, or we experience a huge diversity of experiences, all of that in the end is simply one. So I'll just give that translation right now. Thank you for asking. Okay, let's begin with the first meditation. Come into a position that's most comfortable for you. I trust that you know your bodies, and whatever you find comfortable, get into that position, whether sitting, lying down, backrest, whatever you prefer. Secondly, you can close your eyes if that's helpful in concentrating the mind, and you can leave the eyes open if that's better for you. Now, let's take all our attention, all our focus, and place it on the breathing sensations. Taking a long breath in, holding for a moment, and breathing out. One more time. Long breath in, hold. Notice what is present in your experience right now. And breathe out. One last time, taking a long breath in, holding, noticing if there is any tension, tightness lingering in the body or mind. With the out breath, letting that go out. Continue to breathe naturally, No need to hold your breath. No need to control your breath. Let it simply happen as it is. Making sure that you pay attention to the breathing process. Be aware of the incoming breath and the outgoing breath. Being aware without judging the present moment or present experience to be pleasant or unpleasant, without an agenda or hope to have a certain experience or to get rid of a certain experience. Without clinging and without avoiding. Simply being here with the breath. If mind wanders away, bringing it back to the breathing process. Bringing it with an attitude of compassion, without being harsh towards the mind. Lovingly, with kindness, bringing the mind back to the breath again and again. Letting the breath ground you into the now. Allowing the breath to anchor the mind in the now. Acknowledging that the old habit of the mind is to analyze, judge, go into the past, future, accepting that's what the mind does. And then bringing the mind back to the now, using breath as a tool. Remembering There's nowhere to go. Nothing is to be achieved. Is to be done. All we are doing is attending to this breath. Let's take one last breath in together as a group. And breathe out. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be liberated. Okay. Nice. When you're ready, back to the you so much for practicing with me. Okay. So today I'm very excited to bring different, let me say, approach or a different technique to point towards the same thing that I always talk about, and I think other teachers also talk about, the thing that we cannot talk about. So I have totally borrowed this technique from the Advaita Vedanta tradition, and from years and years of listening to the teachers and also reading the scriptures, I've tried to put things into my words, but then it's easier for me to talk about it. So today what we are trying to use 3 states of the mind to point towards the non-dual self. And like at the beginning, I said non-dual self simply means the one without a second. And the one who we cannot experience like an object, but the one who's always present. Simplest pointer for me has been like our eyes. We can never see our own eye because eye is the subject and the things that you're looking at are the objects. The eyes are present all the time, non-stop. So similarly, the non-dual self can never be seen or experienced like an object in front of you. You can be that. You are that. Just like eyes. You can never see your eyes. You can be your eyes. So the technique, I'll use 3 states of mind to point towards that real you, the ultimate subject, that non-dual self. So in the Vedanta tradition, the 3 mind states are waking state, like this right now we are all awake and we are talking to each other, do things out in the world. Next is dream state, when we are asleep at night and some dream is going on. And the third is deep sleep state, when you're sleeping and there's no dream also, there's a blank, like nothing there. So in the waking state, in the dream state, and in the deep sleep state. And then there is a fourth, and it's called Turiya. In Sanskrit, it's called Turiya. And it's not a fourth state. It's only called the fourth. I know it's weird, but again, language is used to point. There's waking state, there's dream state, and there's deep sleep state. And then there's the fourth. And you are the fourth. The fourth is not a state, but the transcendental one in whom the states occur. And you are that. I'm only playing with the language to point. So this is a technique to point towards who you are. And I'll also use my paper, like the note. I don't know if you can see. So I wrote the waking state and the dreaming state and the deep sleep state. I wrote it in a paper. Something that circle in which all three are written. That platform, the paper. You are the paper. I'm so sorry for you taking a picture. So I'm saying there are three levels or three states, but the platform on the paper is not a state, is the underlying reality of all three states. So you are, who you are is present in all of these three states of mind. And I'm saying you are not the mind. Mind goes through these three states: waking, sleeps, deep sleep, and dreaming. You are just always behind the mind, always present, just like this paper. Is that making sense, or any questions that are arising? Making sense. Okay. Okay. Now I came up with another metaphor to point towards the same thing. So when you listen to a sound, I'll just use my thermos like always. The sound like a bell. Actual sound. When you're listening to the sound, this is the actual sound. Now I invite you to imagine the same sound. Repeat it in your mind. The actual sound is not playing. Make that sound in your mind. Imagine it. Second, imaginary sound. Now the third, no sound at all. Absence of sound. There's nothing there. I'm pointing out that silence is the underlying reality of all three sound states. And you are that silence. Again, actual sound when something is happening. It's like the waking state when things are happening. When we are in this, mind is in the state of talking, interacting, awake, waking state. Imaginary sound is like dream state. Mind is dreaming, making up things. And then the third is no sound, absence of sound. So there's no object, there's no sound there. And this deep sleep, that is similar to deep sleep. There's nothing, blank. Feels like a void. There's nothing there, empty. I'm pointing towards, again, like that paper thing. I wrote these three things also here. Actual sound, imaginary sound, no sound. Again, the paper on which all three are written, that is the platform on which these three states exist. So that paper is the existence itself. So I'm saying mind goes through these three states: waking state, dreaming state, and deep sleep state. And all these three states exist in you. You are existence itself. The ground of being. So the underlying reality of all three states of mind is what you are. Is this making sense? Is this connecting? Any questions or doubts that are coming to mind? And also checking how are you feeling right now? How is the mind and body feeling? I know I'm saying things. Any comments or questions, or how are you what's your experience right now?
The technique of repetition is good because it reinforces what you said in your very first seminar about the screen and the film. So
Yes.
what we are experiencing now is several examples in order to reinforce the message.
Thank you so much. Thank you, B, for saying that. Yeah. And again, I'm not telling you anything new. I'm just saying the same thing from a different angle. I didn't give you any new information today. I'm only pointing towards the true self or the Buddha nature, the one who you really are, through a different technique. That's all. Any other questions or comments before I go on? Okay, so now next, now we have a basic foundation of in Advaita Vedanta. There are these three mind states, and then in the tradition, reality has three levels, which is slightly kind of different from these mind states. So one is the dream level reality, things that are happening within the dream. And then there's a relative reality, like awake, like this level when we are talking, interacting, relative, we are in relation to each other. There's a teacher, there are students, there's a mom, there's a dad, there's a son. It's like so many relationships. And then the relationship between subject and object, or there's causation happening. This causes that. The more food you'll eat, the more full the stomach will feel. We are full of thousands of causations. This causes that. So in both, in the dream world, if there is fear, you start running. Same. So in the dream world, there is causation. In this awake world, there's causation present. Relationship is present between things. And then the third level of reality is the absolute reality, the absolute truth. And that they call it as Brahman, is the ground of being. Again, that's non-dual self. Anyways, before going to that level, I want to establish how. So if I drink water right now, this water will quench Mahip's thirst, because we're in the same level of reality. And now, but there is what I want to point towards. If you are in if you want to bring something from the dream level to this wake level, this waking level of reality, that doesn't happen. For example, I can share a dream, and you can apply this to your own dreams. We keep having dreams when we go to sleep. I had a dream the other day that I'm outside walking in a park, and suddenly I was in the bushes, and then this snake bit my leg, and I freaked out, and I was like, oh no, I need to call the ambulance, or what should I do? I'm alone by myself. No one will find out. I'm gonna die here. So that was happening in the dream. And I freaked out, and I'm running around. I wanted someone to see me and take care of me and before I die. And then suddenly I realized, oh, this is so weird. Something is weird. I realized, oh no, this is just a dream. And then I realized I just got this relief, and I just stopped worrying. Oh, it's okay. This is just a dream. I'm actually fine. This dream will be over, or I can just enjoy the dream. So that's called lucid dreaming in psychology. Very common term. Now, it's just an example. Now, my questions to you is, let's say we all have some furniture, like cabinets, and I have this table in my room. The table is made out of wood. The whole dream I've described, in that dream, there was a park, there's a ground, there was a snake, and bushes. And my question is, what was those bushes, what were they made of in my dream? And I would like you to answer. I know these are very simple questions. They might sound like stupid questions, but I would love for someone to answer that simple question. In that dream, what were the bushes made of?
I think they were made of your past memory of bushes, your
Yes,
experience
okay.
of bush.
Yes, thank you so much for participating. So past memory of bushes, but when I woke up, there were no bushes lying next to me in the bed. There were no actual bushes. So let me simplify it. It was mind stuff. My mind made it up using memory, whatever, but made of mind stuff. Just like the table is made out of wood, the bushes were made out of mind stuff. What was the snake made of in the dream? Mind stuff.
Stuff.
Yes. Bushes made of mind stuff, snake made of mind stuff. Look at the whole park is made of mind stuff. The character Mahip, who's running around in fear, even that character was made out of mind stuff. Or look at the whole dream existed in this. There was time in the dream. Time was there. There was space in the dream. The whole park. There's space. There's time. Snake walking around, biting, running in fear, trying to seek help and stuff. So time was passing. Space is there also. Causation is there also. Snake bit me, bit the character Mahi, and that character can die because of the poison. So there's time, space, character. Snake is a character. Maybe other people were in the path. Many characters in the dream. Mahip is a character. And causation between them. And all of that, including time, space, causation, everything is made out of mind stuff. So the essence of the whole world, the park, the Mahip, the snake, and bushes and everything, in absolute essence, they were all one. There was no two in that. Everything, including time, space, causation, was made out of mind stuff. So this is just another pointer. In the dream, even though the experience, Mahip's experience was dualistic or multiplistic, whatever you want to call it. There was multiple things: bushes, snake, people, fear, Mahip, the characters. There's so many characters in that. There's time, space also. There's so much there. But in essence, they were all one. Mind stuff. Is that making sense? So there was not two in the dream. There was no two. All was just one. Mind stuff. So also in the tradition, in Vedanta tradition, this is used to point towards this awake world. Just like in the dream world, there's nothing else but mind stuff. So also in this waking state, there is no multiplicity, there's no duality, but consciousness, but pure awareness. I know I'm just jumping really quick to this, but just wanted to point towards in the middle. But the pointer works like this. I will repeat again. Just like in the dream, there's no duality. In reality, there's no duality. All that time, space, causation is mind stuff. My characters, people, snake, bushes, nothing but mind stuff. So also in this waking state, waking reality, everything that we experience has so many things, so many characters, so many people, so many things, and time, space, causation is nothing but one pure awareness. Only one of us is here. Our experience fools us. And just like we in the dream, when you are in the dream, oh my God, this feels so real. I'm gonna die in the dream. But the moment you wake up from the dream, Look how insignificant it is, because you shift from the level of reality. From that dream reality, you come to this level, wake state reality. Look how insignificant the fear of that snake is to me. Question is, now next question to point towards the same thing. What can the dream snake poison, the poison from the dream snake, can that kill this Mahip who's sitting in front of you right now? The poison from the dream snake, can that kill this physical Mahip? Yes or no? No. Yes, Gloria has a question.
No, I think I think yes, because the fear that is created in the dream for Mahiv in the dream will actually, if it's in the mind, and if Mahiv is out of the dream, in reality, the mind will still remember the dream, and the fear will be in him that there's a possibility that the fear will affect the fight or flight in reality and make the human Mahiv very sick, physiologically sick. And
Yes.
if that goes really severe, you can die.
Sure. Yes. Yes. Scientifically, we can come to those conclusions. But instead of me trying to explain anything else, ask you another question. I had another dream. In that dream, I was flying. I had wings. Now my question to you is, the dream wings, can the dream wings help me fly right now?
Hopefully not.
No. No.
Because if your mind goes sick, you might just stand at the window, remember that you had wings, and suddenly think, whoa, this is me, you know?
Yes, yes. Yes, I know. We can. I just want to keep it simple logic.
Yeah.
This is rational, but thank you for
The
that
logic
answer.
says no. The logic says no.
Yes, yes, but thank you so much for the humor. So we are just using simple logical reasoning to cut down, to just slice through the mind belief systems that keep us in this attached, that keep us attached to our personal sense of self. Anyways, back to those examples. You can use any examples. Neither the poison from the dream can kill this Mahip in this level. This Mahip is untouched, unaffected by the state, the causation of the dream effect. If I drink water in my dream, it will not help my thirst. If I drink poison in my dream, it will not kill this physical body. It will not touch this level of reality. So causation between cannot cross from dream state to the waking state. Is that clear? Or any questions or doubts about that? Whether it's positive or negative thing, whether you drink amazing honey, you'll not feel sweet here. It stays in the dream reality. Would I suggest a glass of water being spilled in the dream, though awake, Mahip will not be wet? Yes, really good example. If I am drowning in the dream, I'm completely wet. Do I wake up covered in water? No. Not going scientific about covered in sweat. That might happen, but it's only sticking to logic. If I'm burning in the dream, the fire does not touch this body. If I'm in the floods, the water does not touch this body. So we are only establishing that the causation does not cross the level, does not come from that level of reality to this. Okay. So now I'm saying, so there is no causation. There's also no relationship between that and this. A relationship exists when there can be an exchange. Same as causation, you know. When I punch this bottle, this hand will hurt and the bottle might break. Probably not, but this always this relationship of causation. But we have established there is no causation, no relationship between the two states of reality, the dream level of reality and the awake state of reality. This is established. Now I'm going to say a statement like the dream's character, your character in the dream has no bearing on the waking character. So I can say Lily or Gloria or Jessie. So you are your dream Lily, your dream Gloria, or your dream Jessie has no bearing on the Lily, Jessie, and Gloria sitting here. Similarly, your waking character, this character, who's the one who's sitting here, has no bearing on who you really are. Making sense? Okay. Yes.
Can I just ask you something?
Yes, please.
Are we aiming towards the concept or idea that this life, you know, which we perceive to be the life, is the dream, and when we die, we are actually going to be what we should have been in the first place?
So, yes and no. I'm not pointing towards that you will realize something after the death.
Yeah.
Pointing that absolute reality is present right now. Right now. I'm not promising that some more will happen after that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that absolute reality is present right now. While you're experiencing this world, this character of B, and like for me, it's Mahib. While I'm experiencing Mahib, behind me is the absolute non-dual present right now. Just like the screen metaphor that I've used in past.
Mm.
So the B, the one who's awake and talking to Mahib right now, is a character present, appearing on the theater screen as a projection. But the screen is always present. Behind you, the same screen is present that is present behind me. If you are all sitting in a movie, if you all look back, we all will see that one screen in the movie. So I'm pointing towards it's present right now. I'm not saying it will, because time, space, and causation all exist in this relative world. So that's why if I say you will realize something after this character B dies, no, you are that right now. Whatever your mind might tell you that I will realize this later, I'm saying that you are right now, because time itself binds us here. Time does not let us see beyond the mind. I know I'm using very cryptic words, but I'm trying to just point, as always. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Gloria.
I got mixed up.
Yes, where?
So like the characters on the screen, movie screen, or the dream are made up by, or the characters on the screen could be made up by some other person, or whatever we are dreaming is made up by the mind. So it is something that is made up, that it is not the real self. Real self, the true self is what is behind, which is the true us.
Mhm.
But you are also saying what we are now is us, the real us, which
Mhm.
is, to me, is kind of contradicting, because even to me, even if the reality me right now talking to you
Mhm.
is, but even that, behind that is the
Mhm.
real me. So me talking to you is just like it's mind made.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm so
Sure.
confused now.
No, it's
Can I
okay.
try and
Thank-
rephrase this so that you can correct me, which might or might not help? The way I understand it is that from moment to moment, I am projecting myself into the reality as it is now, which can change from moment to moment. Am I off piece here?
Yeah, so I understand that. So if that is the meaning, the moment to moment reality is not the true self, because it's made and it's just,
Yeah.
you know, just going on.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
so the reality now that I'm talking to you, I'm listening to B, is what's happening, and it's fleeting away, but
Mhm.
it's not, it's made at that moment, but the real safe is still behind that.
Mhm.
That's the way I understand it.
Okay.
Yes, I see some chats also. I would say, yes, awake, yeah, awake awareness part of us, and we are awake awareness. Yes. So even though I use the word behind us, I'm limited by the language. I'm saying, like in that movie screen, is the movie set? Can the movie exist without the screen? The screen is the platform on which the movie is playing. Can the movie exist or continue playing without, if there is no platform?
No.
No, right? So this person, all these characters, Gloria, B, Mahi, we are existing. The personal self is existing on the screen, which is the universal self or the awake awareness. That's the screen. That's the existence itself. And that is who you really are. And the personal characters keep on coming up. And that is what keeps on changing. That's the changing level. Does the screen change when there are movies going through the time-space causation? Harry Potter born, baby, old, time is passing. People are dying. People are, there's fire, there's explosion on this movie. But does the screen change in any of
No.
those moments?
No.
So the changes are happening to this personal self, appearing to be happening to the personal self. Yet who you really are is never changed. Just like that screen. This I can point again and again. And what we are doing is Shravana, Manana, Niradhyasana. Shravana means to listen to these teachings. And I've spent hours and hours just listening. And that's, so my mind has gotten used to it. That's all. And then Manana is you contemplate on it. So we are doing two things right now. Shravana is listening. You listen to the teaching. Manana is to contemplate on the teaching and have a discussion. And then Niridhyasana, just to meditate on it. So we have few more minutes. So I'm going to try to do some meditation. And it feels, again, point, your mind will never get it. So don't even try too hard to understand it. Because your mind is like this hand can only hold on to solid things. Everything that's solid, phone, the bottle. This is a limited tool with five fingers, solid things, Alexa speaker. I can hold everything. Can the limited tool hold the unlimited empty space? I'm trying, it's failing. Look at this. I can't hold on to empty space using both of my hands. I can't even touch it. So stop using your mind to grasp the ungraspable. Just listen to these teachings and have this discussion. Of course, it's fun. Meditate on it, and gradually your mind will just start surrendering more. Your mind will just start giving up on it more. And just sit there and relax and enjoy the show. That's what we are doing. We are training our mind to just relax and enjoy the movie. Because when we start engaging and controlling the movie, we start suffering. So, anyways, any more questions or comments? Yes.
Hi, thank you
Hi.
for your time. I've got a question and you may not want to address it here, so that's fine too.
Sure.
But what's the difference between self-hypnosis and meditation?
I don't even know what I mean, I can make up from the term. You're hypnotizing yourself. You're training your mind to believe something different. Maybe that's but I'm not knowledgeable on that topic, so I don't have an answer. And meditation has so many kinds. So for me, there are two kinds of meditation. Dualistic, when you choose an object to focus on, like at the beginning, we used our breath to focus on. And then the other kind is the non-dual realization or practice, which is actually you try to look back at the subject. Instead of trying to focus on an object, we try to realize the one who is the subject. Yeah. So these are the two meditations I know. But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for self-hypnosis. Any other questions or comments? Yeah. We don't have much time, but I'll try to do a small meditation and let you all go. Thank you so much, James. And then for those who join later, I asked people to write their email address in the chat so I can send the recording, and you can laugh again after this. You can watch again. So if you want the recording of this, and also I sometimes lead meditations on Tuesday mornings, I can just add you to my email list and send it to you. So you can write your email in the chat. Okay, let's try to do, since we are already absorbed in this teaching, I'll just try to do a small practice using the same metaphor of screen and the movie, and then we'll let you go. Okay, let's get into a position that's most comfortable for you. Close your eyes and take all your attention, all your focus, and place it on the breathing sensations. Take a long breath in, hold for a moment, and breathe out. Now I invite you all to identify with the screen of awareness and simply let the experiences of thoughts, emotions, sensations, memories, everything that the mind is coming up with as a movie. Look at your thoughts, look at the physical body sensations, or from the eyes of your awareness. No need to stop anything. No need to control your breath. No need to put any effort. Absolutely effortless, open awareness. Notice the touch of the breath. Are you the breath, or are you the one aware of? Notice the taste on your tongue. Are you the taste? Are you the tongue, or are you the one aware? Is the sound, maybe my voice or anything in your environment? Are you the sound, or the one who's aware, the one space in which the sound arises? If your eyes are open, notice that what you see. Simply notice the imagination or vision that your eyes might create or see. Are you that image, or are you that vision in front, or the one who's aware? Notice the smell arising and passing. Are you the smell or the one who's aware? Letting the mind do what it does. Letting the body what it does. Notice the entire body sensation from the head going down to eyes and neck and shoulders, and stomach, hips and knees and legs and toes. See the entire body through the eyes of your awareness. Are you this body? Are you the one aware? Everything that you can see in front of you, like an object, how can you be that? Mind is nothing but these 5 sensory inputs, this information. You are aware of that. You are the awareness. The mind is an object in front of you, inside of you. Body as well. You're aware of the entire body. You are not a small thing in the body. Body is in you. You are the space of awareness, the screen of awareness in which the body comes and goes. Changes happen to the mind, to the body. You are changeless. Pain and pleasure happen to the body. You are beyond. Happiness and sorrow happen to the mind. You are ever free. You are the screen, one without a second, beginningless, endless, always existing, all pervading, always at peace. You are that. May you remember who you are, and may you enjoy the peace that is your nature all day today, the rest of your life. May all beings remember who they are. May all be free of suffering. May all be peaceful. May all be happy. You can open your eyes and come back to the room when you're ready. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure. Honor to be with you all. Have a nice week, and hope if you come on Tuesday morning, I'll see you. Otherwise, I don't know when I'll see you, whenever I'm covering next time. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you, Mahip.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mahalo.